I am always seeing these cars in car meets, repeatedly again and again, which is a good thing. That just means they're top rated cars and car enthusiasts love them. This is what this video is going to be about. The Vector, you always see one with an anime livery, see one fully kitted out, you see the more minimalistic ones. It's a surprising car that no one thought would be added to GTA. But when they did add it, because it was in the Los Santos Tuners DLC, it had the stance option, it had so many modifications, it sounds so nice. The non-trade price is 1.785 thousand, and it's not surprising that it's on this list because most cars from the Tuners DLC are on this list. We need a Tuners DLC part 2. I want to see how much Rockstar earned from these DLCs because surely they must have earned a lot from this Los Santos Tuners DLC. I've realized one thing on this list, and most of the cars that are on this list have a lot of modifications. There's no car on this list that has hardly any modifications. The only car that was about to make it on this list was the Intruder, but less people use that now. The Vorschlag Hammer is 1.79 million. People love class and classic German cars. Classic Japanese and classic German with a lot of modification. Yeah, you see a lot of them at car meets. The Corvette D10, another one that was wanted by a lot of people, and in GTA it covers everything this car should be, and it's 1.5 million, which makes no sense. No wonder we see this car in car meets. I'm not going to lie, if I was a new GTA Online player and I wanted a nice fast sports car that had a lot of modifications and I needed to save up for something, the Corvette would be up there and is applicable in a lot of car meets, and that's probably why we see them in so many car meets. The Rebel GTS. This is a very strange one. You always see these at car meets, and they're SUVs, so you don't expect them to be that popular. They're more popular than any SUV in the game, and I would say the most popular SUV in GTA, which I would have thought the Taurus was at 500k. This costs 1.175 million, which I still think is cheap. Many people have many builds and many people bring them to car meets. The Hellfire is a strange one because there's not a lot of room to make it your own. When you go to meets, you see this car in different colors, but many people choose the same modifications. I guess just to keep it realistic, because people love this car in real life. But if you've watched my best sounding cars video, first of all, this car sounds nice. So even if you're driving to the next spot in the car meet, you actually enjoy it. And it's 745,000. So it's actually cheap, but doesn't make it seem like you went on a budget. And there is a lot of people that have this modified in modded ways, like Yankton plates, Epsilon paint, sometimes Betty's wheels. But it is one popular car meet car, and an obvious one if that. The Comet S2. You knew this was going to be on the list. It's many people's favorite car, and to be fair, I think when people don't bring it to a car meet, they don't bring it because they think it's going to be the most popular car there. They think that there's going to be a lot of Comet S2s already at the meet spot, which there normally is. And this car has probably the biggest variety of builds you can make out of any car in GTA Online. There's not many cars in GTA where you can make different variations of each car, but this car you can make the 991, the 992, the turbos, the GT3s, the GT2s. But yeah, most importantly for car meets, you have so many different modifications that you can truly make it your own car. If you have your own crew color on there, there's probably nobody that has the same exact build as you do in GTA Online, or people that you'll meet anyway. 1.87 million non-trade price and 1.4 million trade price is a car that's worth it as well. With one of these Comets, you can spend a long time modifying it. The Cypher, this is another shocking one that so many people bring to car meets. It's crazy. I didn't think when this car came out that there'll be this many people bringing out this car for this long. It's very weird with the Rebel GTS and the Cypher because they're both cars that are based off BMWs. You can see what they indicate, but they're not the most realistic models, but somehow they are so popular. This costs 1.55 million non-trade price. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. The Comet SR Hella? I know it's one of the more confusing cars on the list. Even me, I'm thinking like, why does this car show up so much? And it's that blend. It's that perfect blend of nostalgic GTA with a modern day twist, because that's what they did. They made this Comet from GTA 4 that's in GTA 5 into the Comet SR, which is considerably a lot higher, like 10 times the price, 1.145 million. But the parts they added on it, the little carbon part, the way they didn't overdo this car, a lot of people love it, and it's continuously been in car meets. There's just something about this car I can't explain. I don't know if you can in the comment section. Please do, because I can't. It's one car that I'm lost for words with. a relatively new car. So when a new car comes out, you're sure that, you know, it's going to be used quite a lot at car meets, and that normally is the case. But the Banshee GTS doesn't seem like it's been dropped in any way. There's still the same amount of people that bring this to the car meet. Understandably, this thing is crazy. It has so many peaks. Like if it was on a Top Trumps card, it'll be good at everything. It comes up just under 2 million, and you can HSW it, and it's got crazy amount of modifications. It's the fastest car in the game. I think Rockstar knew we all waited for the newer Viper. It would be a new addition to the Banshee. So when Rockstar delivered, they delivered. The Vigero ZX. Now this is understandably in every car meet. You can make any color of this car and it works. You cannot argue that this car doesn't look nice. And Rockstar added so many modifications to this vehicle and added HSW, so they knew people wouldn't get disappointed, because it's not a car to mess up on, and they didn't, and they did such a good job. It makes sense why it's on this list. Just under 2 million again, 1.947 million. It is expensive. You can see a common theme. The Vigero ZX, which has HSW and a lot of modifications, and it was anticipated and is really fast, alongside the Banshee GTS, which has all those same attributes, and they're both just under 2 million. The LG Retro Custom. Now, consistently throughout GTA, you see the LG Retro Custom. Now, I won't lie, there was a high peak, a very, very high peak in year 1 and 2 of its release. And then after that, you would still see an LG Retro, or at least 2 or 3 in car meets all the time. It will be a weird day if you didn't see an LG Retro Custom. It was a 904,000 conversion price. So cheap. Car sounds amazing, looks amazing, has so many modifications, which again, many cars on this list do. This has to be the top 5 most used car in car meets. The Italy GTO, another car that's been consistently popular, costing 1.965 million. It was a lot of money. This car handles just different to every other car. Those sharp edges, the way it looks, the amount of modifications you can put on this car. When you first buy it, you think there's not much that will go in this car, but you'll be mistaken. It has a lot of modifications. Always see it at car meets, rightfully so. The Schlagen GT, a popular car that people love. People love the sound of. To be fair, now that I'm making this video, up until the last DLC, I've not been seeing as much as I always used to. There was always many Schlagen GTs at car meets. I think they're slowly fading away in this time period. But it's 1.3 million. And one of the best sounding cars in the game. Many modifications, like I've said, a lot of these cars have. There's a reason why it's on this list. The Comet Retro Custom. You'll see periods where this thing will come out and there'll be like 2 or 3 or 4 at a car meet. And then there'll be periods where Comet Retro is ignored, but the peaks are there and then they come back down and then they peak again, and then it's like a wavy graph of people. But I think this is a lot like the popularity complex. You always have that in GTA car meets. People don't want to bring a car because they think that that car will be at the car meet already, so they want something that's different. And you always get those dupes of Comet Retro Customs at car meets. Turismo R, I just feel like at this point, this car's in most videos, the most recommended to buy. Most people bring these cars to meets. It's 500k. It's crazy what this vehicle is and can do. If you've not bought it yet and you've seen it on multiple videos, I don't know if there's any other way I can convince you. You should buy this car, even though this is not a video on cars you should buy. There's so many of these at car meets. The Sterling GT. I had to turn the volume up for this one because you all know, or most of you know, if you don't know, this is the best sounding car in the game. In my opinion, I think this is the best car. And it's 975 without HSW. And I've listened to every car over and over again. Sterling GT still is the best sounding car in the game. And so many people bring it to car meets. And I wonder, do they bring it to the car meet because of what it's based on in real life, 300 SL, or do they just think it's a great vehicle in GTA? Now that they've added HSW to it, even better. The Sentinel Classic and the Sentinel Classic Widebody. Another BMW on the list. At the start of GTA, Rockstar were just not bringing enough BMW type cars out, especially realistic day-to-day popular BMW. But this is a legend. The E30 is a legend, and they brought the Sentinel Classic and the Sentinel Classic Widebody later on, which shows up all the time in car meets, and multiple as well. It's a real life dream car for me, and clearly for others as well if they keep bringing it to car meets. The Vamos. I really need to do a garage overhaul. I should change up some cars, change up some colors. But the Vamos is one of my favorite driving cars in the game, and a load of people bring it to car meet. I guess I kind of brought it to the Dream Cars car meet as well, because it is quite unattainable, because, you know, I live in the UK. So the only real thing I can do is bring it to a car meet in GTA. 596,000. This is a stunning car. The Novas are stunning in real life. And that's probably why it's in so many meets in GTA. The Kanjo SJ. This car is impressive in modifications, impressive how it just reiterates Rockstar know what they're doing when it comes to car handling, car modifications, maybe not pricing, but this is a reasonable 1.37 million non-trade price. But you could do so many builds with this car, and when people can reiterate their own builds, actually, in a car meet, in an underground car meet, I put a Kanjo SJ as the thumbnail, and I think that's why it got a lot of views, because of the modifications on that Kanjo SJ. Do remember, we've got a Discord community. You can get in our car meets if you do want to. It is just not an easy process of just clicking a button, but you can learn about it all in our Discord. We have these requirements to entry which make the car meet enjoyable. Not many people break rules. So if you'd like to join, first link in the description. Our trading server's also in there. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy, and see you in the next one.